What's up everybody, Ace Overlord here, back again, and today I'm going to be playing a little Rust. Now, Rust, it's a game in early access. It's pretty much a mixture of DayZ and Minecraft, and I got it, I've been playing it a lot, and I thought I would make a little bit of a beginner's guide, if you will, on what you should do when you just start off. Now this is for the people who just got the game and don't know what to do, or maybe some people who are thinking about getting it. I'm just going to go over some general tips that you want to focus on. So when you start off just joining a server, you will have 3 items. You will have a rock, some bandages, and a torch. So the rock is your main source of gathering resources. As you can see right here, I'm actually going to start murdering this pig with the rock. Now, pigs in the beginning are your main source of food. After you hit them a few times, they should go down. Sometimes they're a little hard to keep up with. There we go. So when they are dead, you just keep hitting them with the rock and you will gather their resources. Now from pigs, you will get things such as cloth and raw chicken breasts and animal fat. Key components for when you're starting off in the game. Now, don't be a little deterred when it says raw chicken breast. I don't know every kind of meat in this game. It's all just chicken breast. I'm sure they'll change that in the future. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like there's another pig over there, so we're going to take him out. Oh, wow. Lots of pigs around here. This is a pretty nice area. So there are also 2 main resources that you're going to want to gather when you start off. And that's going to be wood and rocks. Now, with wood, you can construct your shelters, you can construct campfires, and generally the building aspect of Rust is based around wood. Now, with rocks, you can get things such as stones, sulfur, and you can get iron ore. Now, with the iron ore, you can build weapons such as guns and hatchets, and just a bunch of awesome things. So now I'm going to go over here and gather these rocks. There's actually quite a lot of them. Now, you just gather them by hitting them with your stone. Now, there's 2 ways of gathering wood, and that's from wood piles and from trees. It's more preferable that you go after wood piles because you'll get more wood out of them. Hitting trees, it just gives you barely any wood, and it takes a lot longer to gather. So as you can see here, I'm getting some metal ore, I'm getting some sulfur, and I'm getting some stones. Now after I get some wood, I'll be able to build myself a hatchet. A hatchet is a quicker way of gathering resources, and that's generally what you want to get starting off. So after I'm done gathering this, I believe I saw a wood pile over there. There we go. And also, you're going to want to work on getting a shelter. Now, a shelter is what you see over there. Those are shelters over there. They're just basic buildings that you can hold all your stuff in. You could put your sleeping bags and your storage boxes into, and I will explain those later as we get to them. But for now, I'm just going to be whacking at these resources, gathering them. Now, I want you to pay attention to one thing, and that's my food in the lower right. Now, you can see as I hit and use energy, I start decreasing in my food. Now, you can decrease the food by running, by hitting resources with your rock, or just by standing around. You do lose it quicker by running, so if you're low, you generally want to walk places more preferably. Now, you can't just straight up eat raw chicken breast or else you will become poisoned. So what you're going to want to do is build a campfire where you can then cook those chicken breasts, and then you will be able to eat them safe and sound. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to get that wood pile, then I'm going to work on building my shelter and my hatchet. So I joined a more non-populated server, that way it will be a lot easier to explain things. Don't have to worry about the mass PvP that's in this game. Rust is very PvP, so if you don't want any of that, you should probably join either a non-populated server or a PvE server, meaning that there's no PvP allowed. So once I'm done getting this wood pile, I should have enough to build a shelter. And after that, you also do want to build a door. Now, the thing about doors in this game is only you are able to open doors you place. Other people will have to break that door down. Now there's two types of doors. There's the wooden door, and then there's the metal door. Wooden doors are weaker than metal doors. You can take them down by just hitting them with your rocks. It will take a lot of hits, but you will be able to break them down. Metal doors, however, they take things such as C4 charges to be able to be broken down. So I'm going to go over to the edge of this mountain here, and I'm going to start crafting my wood shelter. Now while crafting, you are slowed down. You won't be able to sprint. You are able to hit, so if you're near resources, you could still hit, but you will not be able to run. So if you're near zombies or animals that attack you, you're going to want to not craft. So once I'm done crafting, I'll be able to place down my wood shelter. I'm thinking right here in this little corner. That way it's hidden by the road by this rock here. And now we will have our shelter. So now here's the little Minecraft element to it. You're able to place it wherever you want. I'm going to put it like right about there. And then going to build my door. So it's not a lot of space that you get out of a shelter, but it's definitely good starting off. Later on, you're able to build much bigger structures with wood, and it's just amazing the structures that I have seen throughout Rust. But for now, a shelter will do. So waiting on 10 seconds here. After that, probably going to build a campfire and cook up my chicken breast because I'm starting to run low on food. Generally, you want to keep your food above around 1,000. That's a safe point to have it. Anything else is just excess. Now, regeneration in Rust. You do regenerate as long as you have food. It regenerates automatically. But the more food you have, the quicker the regeneration will be. So if you're low on health, you want to eat up and make sure you can get that back as quick as possible. Right now in this little cove, we have quite a bit of resources, so it's going to work out just fine. Almost done building the campfire. Now, with the campfire, there's one thing I want to show. It's a quick little thing, and it helps out a lot when cooking your chicken breasts. As you can see, open that up. So you already have wood in there, but it has 3 slots. So what you're going to want to do is place them pretty much equal splits in each. That way, they will all cook fast. I'm actually going to put a little bit more in there because I'm not sure if that'll be enough. Also, if you leave the campfire running, even if it's not cooking anything, the wood will still burn and turn into charcoal. So you're going to want to keep a tab on that. Right now, I believe we can now build a stone hatchet, which is what we're going to do. Stone hatchet is much quicker at gathering resources, so it's worth getting in the beginning. I do not have enough cloth, however, for a sleeping bag. At least I don't think. I think it's 15 cloth for a sleeping bag. Now, what a sleeping bag does is it's pretty much like a respawn point. When you die, you have 2 options. Either respawn and it will put you back into a random spawn location, or you can respawn at camp. Now, if you respawn at camp, you will start off with nothing, just as if you spawned in as a newbie, but at least you will be at a safe location. So there's another person over there. Looks like he's got quite a bit of armor, so I'm going to keep my distance because this is a PvP server. But now with the stone hatchet, we'll be able to gather this wood pile a lot more quickly. Also, after this, I will go back, get my chicken breast before I start wasting wood. Then I'm going to work on getting the sleeping bag. So you can see how quickly you can gather resources with this. And I'm going to go back right now. Now, another thing you're going to want to get when you start off is a hunting bow. Now, it's not necessarily needed, but it does help out a lot when killing animals, because having a rock or a hatchet, you're not going to be able to defend yourself against, say, a wolf or a bear, and you're not going to be able to catch up to a deer. So without a hunting bow, you're pretty much restricted to only killing pigs. So I'm actually going to craft that now, since I do have enough. To create a hunting bow, you're going to need cloth and wood. Chicken breast is cooking very quickly. There we go. And I'm actually going to split this so that way They will each have an equal amount. Okay, so now we are going to build the hunting motes down in the weapons section of the crafting menu. That's arrow. And there's a hunting bow. Also going to start eating up on my chicken breasts. There we go. It gives you around 500 food chicken breasts. So you only need to eat like maybe 1 or 2 to get you at a reasonable level for food. So now that I have my arrow or bow, you're going to need to construct arrows. Now arrows cost wood and rocks, but as it says just arrow, 1 arrow is actually 4, so it's like a set. So I'm going to build 2 sets since that's all I can do with the amount of stones that I have, and that will give me 8 arrows. So now with this all good, let's open this up. There we go. Nice decent amount of cooked chicken breast to last us for quite a while, and now we're just going to turn it off. That way it does not waste our wood anymore. We're also going to take the charcoal. I don't know why, but just going to do that. So now we have 8 arrows, plentiful enough for us to kill quite a few deer or even a wolf if we can find one. They both take around 2 arrows to finish off. A bear is more like 4 or 5. But now that we are prepared, we can head out into the world and at least defend ourselves. But now we are going to search for some animals, that way we can get their cloth and then be able to build up our sleeping bag. Now after that, that's pretty much all you really need when you start off. After that, you can just branch off however you like. This is pretty much just to do in the beginning. I have no idea what these people have done here. They just placed a bunch of wood walls everywhere. I have no idea. So if you enjoy Rust and you enjoy watching me play Rust, let me know. Maybe I'll make a series out of it. I don't know. This is just a beginner's guide though. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. I would love to do more. So now right now we're looking for some animals. There is a bunch of shelters over there. I have no idea what's going on. Either that's like somebody's base made out of shelters, or just a bunch of people decided to do that. I don't know. Let me get up on top of this rock. Now you gotta be careful of zombies when going along roads, because they usually linger around that area. So you always want to be careful. Unless you're, equipped well, then you have nothing really to fear. But if you only have your rock, then just stick away from roads for a little while. I think I see a wolf. Yes, I do. And is that a dead body? I think that's a dead body out there. But I'm more focused on the wolf. Ooh, and we got some wood piles. So there is no targeting reticle in this game, so there's no little dot or anything in the center of the screen which can help you aim. It's pretty much all just based on how you see it. Let's see. Oh, can we hit it? Oh, and we get the wolf. Let's go for shot number 2. And there we go. So now from wolves you also get blood, but you also get a bunch of cloth from wolves. You also get chicken breasts. I have no idea what the whole thing is with chicken breasts. Oh, maybe every animal here has just eaten a bunch of chickens, and that's why there's no chickens. Now we're also going to collect these wood piles. I'm going to eat real quick. Keep it around 1,500. And right now we're doing pretty good. Do we have enough for a sleeping bag? Let's check. We do. So after I'm done collecting these resources, we can go back to our shelter, put down our sleeping bag, and then feel safe, going out into the world. Know that we will go back to our shelter if we happen to die. I'm actually going to do a quick scan around here, see if there's any towns nearby. Now towns, they are a little iffy when you're new, because they are just full of radiation. Now radiation in this game, it can kill you, but that's only if you reach over 500. If you're below that, then nothing will happen to you. Once you hit 500, you are dead. So you just want to be very careful. So after we're finished gathering this rock, let's head up here, parkour, see if we can find anything of interest. There's a pig down there. Looks like there's not any towns nearby. So we're just going to head on back. There is a bunch of resources, I cannot believe it. Guess that's what you get when you're joining a non-populated server. Right, so once we're finished with this, we're going to head back, pretty much set up our base. We pretty much have enough wood right now to start actually building a foundation for a huge base, because there are amazing structures that you can build as long as you have the resources to do so. We're just going to head back here. Luckily, we did not run into any zombies. Ooh, we have another wolf. I'm actually going to see if I can take that out. Line it up. Ooh, and I miss. Let's go for shot number 2. Ooh, and we hit it just in the thigh. And now we go for a headshot. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, turn around. And poop, he is dead. So now that we actually have a bunch of cloth, we'll be able to build ourselves some cloth armor. Now, armor in this game, it provides you with protection from explosions, bullets, things like that, and you also help yourself against the cold. Now, when it gets nighttime, you start getting cold, and you start getting freezing, and it's just not good. And the only ways to prevent that are by either having a campfire and sticking near that at all times, or by having some sort of armor on. So if I check right now, I need 15, which gives me a lot to work with here to start making a cloth helmet. There we go. So we are slowed, but we don't really need to be running away from anything at the time being. I have 2 arrows left. That's enough to kill a wolf or anything that charges at me, really. Almost done. So I think I will have enough to actually build a full-on armor suit. Now, you're not just restricted to only having cloth things, but there is a feature in this game that you'll start off knowing how to build a certain amount of things. Now you can learn how to build more things by reading blueprints. Now you can find blueprints on zombies or in towns, and they will allow you to build more weapons, new kinds of armor, new kinds of things to build with. So if you can find blueprints, definitely read them. And also, blueprints stick with you. So if you learned how to build a blueprint in a life, and then say you got killed by some guy, in your new life, you will still know how to make whatever you read. So you do not have to worry about that. I'm not going to start crafting anything else until I'm safe back at my house. You always just want to be careful, since I'm in sort of an open field here. I'm going to eat up. More cloth. Oh, we have a bear chasing us. That is a bear. I do not have enough arrows to take him out, so I'm just going to run away. As long as you keep running, no animal or zombie can catch up to you, but as soon as you stop, that's when they'll catch up. And from what I found out, animals like wolves and bears, they can just follow you anywhere, even if you jump onto rocks, no matter like how far away you are. As you can see, this bear, he is still chasing me. So, just going to look for my shelter here. There we go. So now we are home. Looks like nobody broke in, which is always a plus. And now we are going to start crafting our sleeping bag. That way we can spawn back here in case we so happen to die. So I also have some blood here. I will have to create some more arrows if I want to shoot my bow more. I might actually have enough to create a furnace, actually. Now with a furnace, what you can do, you can still cook like you would a campfire, except it has more slots, and also you'll be able to get your metal ore. You can melt it down and make metal fragments, and with that you can make weapons such as the pistol, guns, metal doors, pretty much more things to work with. So now I'm going to place down my sleeping bag right there on the edge, and there we go. Now when we die, we will spawn there. Now the furnace. I do not have enough stones or anything, so you don't really need it starting off. That's only when you want to get into the heavy weapons type deal. I'm actually also going to build a wooden storage box. I think I might be able to build a bigger one though if I want. I don't really think I need it. So I'm just going to build a wooden storage box. That way I can put my important things in here, and if I spawn in, I'll be able to grab them and head out without worry. So if you guys want to see more of Rust, you want to see me make a series out of it, or just more tips, just let me know in the comments below, and maybe give some tips of your own, help everybody out. I'm going to place this down, put our important things in there, such as our charcoal, metal ore, bunch of our wood here, and our stones, sulfur. All the important things can go in there. So I hope you all enjoyed this little beginner's guide. I hope you all found it informational. If you did, please leave a like, comment, give your own tips. I'm sure everybody would love to hear what you gotta say.